1, 2, shake, shake, 1, 2, shake, shake, and then you go 1, 2, shake, shake, 1, 2, shake, shake, 1, 2, shake, 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 apa, shake, shake, dia nana, dia nani, dia oh, dia nana, dia nani.
We're going to bring back somebody who is familiar to us. We just heard from him, as a matter of fact. Now he's going to be talking to us. Warren Green is back. And Warren is going to talk to us about Sabi Sabi Private Game Reserve. Go ahead, Warren. You're back again.
Well, thanks for the reintroduction, and hello once more, everybody. Hopefully some more of you have joined and not too many of you are sleeping. Sabi Sabi, the word Sabe is an old Zulu word which means fear, and that's how Sabi got its name. It's named after the Sabi River, which runs through its property and out into the Kruger National Park and beyond into the Indian Ocean. The locals feared the river because, of course, it has a wonderful population of hippopotamus and crocodile, and the riparian banks are home to leopard and lion and buffalo. So it was always a fairly dangerous place to go down and wash and collect water. So that's where Sabi gets its name, Sabi Sabi. But there's nothing for you to fear about Sabi Sabi. It is a tremendous place to visit. Having been a game ranger at Sabi Sabi and taken over 5,000 people on safari, I can speak firsthand of that experience. And believe me, it's about the experience. I'm sure you've listened to presentations this morning where you know the thread counts of the sheets on the beds, and you know about the fluffy towels and the shampoos and soaps. Well, for us, it's about the experience, getting to know our people, getting to know the people that work for us, and then, of course, experiencing the biome, having it interpreted for you by a wonderful crew of staff. What is it? Sabi's core is its commitment to something called empathy. We have a great empathy for our fellow man, the people that we work with. The guys at Sabi Sabi come from a variety of walks of life, and it is critically important to the success of the company that they get along with one another. Getting along with one another means that they can be empathetic towards our guests, that's you and your clients, making sure that we understand and know how you feel every day getting out into the wilderness. And similarly, we have a wonderful empathy for our suppliers, the people who are sending us people like yourselves, but also the people who are supplying our kitchens with produce, etc., etc. So empathy is critically important to Sabi Sabi, but I suppose one of the greatest areas to show our empathy is with our wildlife. You know, we wouldn't be able to get close to these large pachyderms if we hadn't shown them the respect that they needed. They weigh over 5 tons, and they can quite easily flip a vehicle over with the simple movement of their trunk. So we need to show these creatures that we care. We don't get too close. We allow them to approach us. And we make sure that there's always a safe distance away from the animals so as not to petrify our guests as well. Sabi Sabi is known as a Big Five reserve. We, however, look at the creatures of our biome and try and interpret their behavior so that when you as a guest leave Sabi Sabi, you have an appreciation and an understanding of how everything in that environment fits together, whether it's a lion, leopard climbing a tree, stalking an impala, or a martial eagle swooping down and nailing a young steenbuck. All these things matter to us and are interpreted for our guests as well. Understand that when we stop and look at a buffalo chewing the cud, that can be a relatively boring experience, and so the rangers will dive deeper into that experience and point out the oxpeckers that feed off the scars and scabs on its skin and pick off the odd and occasional parasite. And it makes that whole experience and interaction with the animal come alive for you. It's not just about the big, the wild and dangerous. It's also about the small, the charming and the ugly. There are a variety of creatures to keep you entertained throughout your game drive experiences at Sabi Sabi. However, when you get back from a game drive, you get to experience one of our 4 luxurious lodges. Just quickly running through those 4 pictures that you're looking at. Top left is our antiquated Selati Lodge. Next to it is Bush Lodge. Below to the left is Little Bush Camp, and then the avant-garde Earth Lodge completes the picture. Sabi Sabi has been decorated to suit a variety of desires and to appeal to people from all corners of the globe. So each camp has its own unique decorative style, and it has a slightly different rate, making it suitable for most budgets and deep pockets. This is an in-depth look at the layout and design of Selati Lodge. Wonderful, true and authentic wall hangings, antique furnishings. This isn't like a Las Vegas type hotel where everything's make-believe. These are the true artifacts. And so when you walk into one of our suites, you are physically taken and transported on another journey. Our bathrooms are large. We have good water pressure, hot and cold water, inside and outside. We have a double, one of those Victorian ball and claw bathtubs, showers. So this is one place in the world where you have absolutely no excuse, and I mean no excuse, for coming to dinner dirty. Bush Lodge is a slightly larger property. It's got 21 odd suites, and then we've got 3 villas, family villas, which are intended to be 2 bedrooms which share a main lounge area. They have a private plunge pool, and both of those rooms are en suite. It's the perfect destination for families, where we have the Elefun Center to entertain children. This Elefun Center is managed by a qualified teacher who knows and understands the nuances of the wilderness and gets these kids involved from a very young age at appreciating the call of nature. Hopefully we plant some seeds that will germinate as they grow older, and they too will have an appreciation for conservation, to improve and better our planet for their great-grandchildren. The suites at Bush Lodge are large, spacious, overhead fans, air-conditioned units, walk-in bathrooms, walk-through closets. You have a mini-bar facility in there, tea and coffee-making machine as well. You have everything that you could possibly desire in your bedroom. There's no need to go back to the main lodge area. If you want a whiskey, it's in the bar. If you want a cup of coffee, there is a drip coffee machine and a French press available for you to make your own coffee. Wonderful views out into the wilderness from your bedroom. And of course, being in the wilderness, you will see creatures passing by, bushbuck and yala, and in the distance, maybe some elephant and buffalo as they come down to the watering hole. This is an image of the villa. Note that it has a private plunge pool out front in front of the lounge. These are the 2 bedrooms, and of course, we have a bathroom. That is not a mirror separating that bathroom. It is, in fact, the real thing. Those are 2 baths, and beyond, you'll notice 2 waterfall showers, one indoors and one outside. Big glass plate windows so that your eye is continually distracted by the environment outside. Little Bush Camp, as its name implies, is a smaller version of Bush Lodge, contemporary temporary accommodation in the wilderness. It consists of 6 rooms. It's got its own pool on the other side of the mostly dry Msutu riverbed, but really quaint little property, ideal for small groups, and of course great for romantic breakaways for honeymooners and the naughty. Here you have a slightly different style of bedroom, and of course outdoors you have a jacuzzi style bath for people to enjoy after a rigorous game drive. And to complete the picture of our accommodation, we go down to Earth Lodge, which you physically cannot see when you arrive at its entranceway. It is almost like a mining tunnel that you disappear down and you emerge on the other side, having left your symbolic luggage of the other world, re-emerging in this world, back at your roots, the Earth. That is the view that embraces you as you step into Earth Lodge. It was deliberately designed to be minimalistic, again, so that your eye was drawn by the activities outside the window, the ever-changing canvas of the wilderness. I don't need to interpret that for you, but that is a view of the suite. In front of the suite, you have a private plunge pool as well, and this is true of all the suites at Earth Lodge. They're built to look like termite mounds from the one side, so they nestle into the earth in an impression of a small carbon footprint. The walls are not decorated. We've created a low hung ceiling to give you some light in the rooms, and again, big picture windows to distract your eye. These rooms are equipped with all the amenities that you would expect of a 5-star bedroom: minibar, a fridge with all sorts of cocktails, wines, champagnes, or let me rather say sparkling wine, because in South Africa we can't call it champagne. We do have French champagne in the cellar. Again, beautiful views, just very secluded, quiet, private lodge for you to enjoy the wilderness from. By the way, that headboard is in fact an old tree that was washed in the floods of 2000. The room was physically built around that structure. And again, just some images of the bedroom for you to appreciate. Of course, Sabi Sabi wouldn't be complete if we didn't have a wonderful gym for you to go and exercise in. You might not think that exercise is important. Where in a reserve we don't necessarily guarantee seeing every species. Certainly, we don't work on guaranteeing the big five. They are there, but we do guarantee 5 pounds. Our cuisine is delicious, and very often guests need to work it off after lunch in the afternoon so they can enjoy a treadmill or a couple of loose weights while the elephants come around and watch them. We have health and wellness centers at both Earth Lodge and Bush Lodge, where you can get a pedicure, manicure, any kind of cure, frankly, as long as it's got to do with mind, body, or soul. And who's not to like a wonderful massage after another bouncy, rigorous morning game drive? And of course, as I was saying, those 5 pounds, well, they come from the delicious, tempting food that you can't resist. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included, and it is most dinners are 3 to 5 course affairs, paired with some of our gorgeous wines from our own private wine cellar, where we have around about 5,000 bottles of wine just waiting for you to come along and enjoy with us. So I thank you very much for your time. I hope that you're able to come and visit Sabi Sabi, and please do send us many more of your guests. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Warren. Appreciate that. Not going to put you on the spot and ask you so 4 lodges make up Sabi Sabi, correct?
Correct, yes.
I'm not going to ask you your favorite, because I think that's not fair, because they all are kind of speak to a different sort of clientele or guest. But I mean, what is your favorite story? I'm assuming you've been there many years.
What's my favorite story? Well, I thought I'd run out of time.
Well, let's. How long is your story?
My story is as long as I can make it and as short as I want it. So I'll tell you one.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. So you've got to feel this. You've got to feel the warmth of the African sun on your back and the breeze blowing through the trees. There's the gentle smell of rich soil after the first rains. And off to the side, in the evening light, is a pride of lions. There are probably about 17 of them, and they've just started to stretch and waken to go on the evening hunt. And they all kind of get up in unison and rub and nudge each other, transferring the scent of the pride members. And without any sort of verbal signal, they suddenly march off in a single direction. At some point, the lions stop. You can see them all come to a standstill at the same time, and they all gaze down into the valley below. Eyes, ears focused in one direction. You know instinctively that there's something there. They're telling you, their body language is showing you that they've heard something. Well, I remember this occasion very, very clearly. I drove around the lions and up and slightly over the crest. In front of me, in the flash of my tracker's spotlight, was a herd of about 25 impala, and beyond them was a herd of about 17 zebra, just getting ready to go and settle down in the open area for the night. And of course, the lions knew this was dinner. Mm-hmm. And shortly after I turned off my motor, I could hear the chick of the lions running past the vehicle, low slung in the grass, keeping their profiles away from the setting sun and disappearing off into the long grass. Two of them went around pincer style, surrounding the back of the zebra and the impala without letting the impala and zebra know that they were there. They were setting the ambush. In fact, it was the others that were settling in behind and around the vehicle that were setting the ambush. Those two were going to flush the impala towards us. So we waited in silence. The guests in my vehicle, you could almost hear their breaths as they quietened themselves in anticipation of what was going to occur. The wind shifted, and exactly as the lions had intended, the two that were moved around the back to flush them, the wind blew their scent over the herd of impala. So these animals that were milling around suddenly stopped. They stopped frozen in their tracks, their ears still, their tails still. The alarm call shattered the herd, and they eventually, got a huge fright and took off in different directions. You have these thundering hooves as the impala tear away from these marauding lions. The spotlight at this point is off. We don't want to affect the way the animals are behaving. Mm-hmm. And as soon as the first impala had flown past us, you could see its almost big eyes as it was shooting past the Land Rover. The lions from behind us came out of the undergrowth, racing forward into this herd of impala that had scattered in all directions. We didn't see it go down, but we just heard this thud, and then as the lions grabbed an impala and pulled it to the ground. Of course, that noise was its last gasp of air as it was throttled by the lion around its throat. With that sound, the rest of the pride knew there's an impala that's been caught. Let's go in and assist. And they all came roaring in, 17 lions. They jumped onto this poor hapless impala, and very soon it had stopped kicking. They'd ripped open its belly, and there was blood and guts and bile everywhere. And within 2 minutes, that poor hapless impala was finished. Well, That's my story.
Wow. That does it. I got the image perfect. Oh, my God.
Iana, Sabi